afternoon. I've changed the platform we were using, so we're having 2-3 technical challenges, but we should be up and running. Yes, so we'll go back, we'll get to the class. From the last class, you'll have noticed that there was a challenge with displaying the last part of the code. Today I want to show you how to code a bit more generic. We'll use a basic editor. We'll not run on IDE. So we'll still be part of the code that we had, but this time we would not use an IDE to so I'll switch it to my screen. On Java code, again, you can be able to, so today we want to do a very simple example of basically how to read and write a file. So we'll have some very basic data, then we'll basically just read and write the file. I'll also be able to explain in basic code the constructs that we created with the other code. Create a very basic interface. So I'll create a new project, and then with a new project, I'll select with Maven, I'll select Java application, this project 2, and in the project 2 I'll create a new file of a frame. On the frame, we want to just put in a button, a text box and a button, a text area and a button. Click and change the button name on the properties. So we want one button to save, and then we want another button to read the text we saved. I encourage you to, when you get, you run. Code. So you can see on the Linux box I'm using, you'll not be able to see the running code. I'll need to figure out how I can switch to the it shows the object that is running. Let me switch back to So to be able to do that, you have a file. You'd go to the import at the top, and then you'd be able to import Java IO file. So this is the class that opens the file. So you'd have a particular file name. And then on top of that, you'd be able to import a stream reader, like a file reader. So you do an import Java IO file reader, and import Java IO file writer. And then you need to import Java IO input stream reader, and import Java IO output stream writer. So with these declarations done, you can go to your button to save. So you create a file. First we start with a file writer. So you create a new file writer class with the file name. So this code, you need to put it within a try block. This is to catch IO errors, IO exceptions. You need to also have imported that is blocked out in a brace. You can report that to a system out print line exception on with an IO error notice. So once you read that, then you need to be able to, once you open that file to write, you need to then output the contents that you need to write to it. So you can just write the file. We will get our text from the text area, so you just write. To be safer, we can first read the data as a string. My data is equals to text area 1. Let's copy the name. Text area 1 get text. So then you just do data and write to my data, and then it's good habit to then close the handle. So once you do that, to be specific, I can write where I want the file. Home, there's my file. So if I run the code now, show you my the running window. Let me just write the function to also read, then we can alternate the functions. I'll do the opposite. So if I go to design, I'll now click on read, go to the action perform button, then get to the code. So on the reading part, instead of the writer, I will then read. So the data that I get, I need to be able to loop through the data. And because this is a string, I'd prefer to use what you call a buffer reader. Says the file, I want to import that in the IO class. line. I can initialize it with a null, then I do a while line equals to the buffer reader read line not equals to null. Then I can add the string to use my data. So I'd increment the data on my data. I add to the line. I have to correct the, I wrote this place is still reading file close, so this is file reader. So I want to show you the output, so I'll share the output screen of what it is we've done, and this is the application that we've written. So if I write a word, I can click save. Then to test, I can be able to clear the data and then read. So you'll notice when I read, because it's reading by lines, it has put everything in one line. I can solve that on the code. So that every time I add the line, I will do a new line. now let me run and show you the final output. So now I'm able to click on read and be able to read the data. I can go ahead and add the first class was just notes. The second one was starting to write application. The third one was saving on a table, displaying on a table. And if I save this, I can be able to erase it and read. So that would show a very simple example of how to write a simple application to be able to read and save. This will be the last of the series for the very basic classes to get you started. On the DUSYS Tech channel, we are adding more classes on different trainings from Excel. The subsequent Java classes will be on more clearer topics like working with JSON, creating web crawlers and such advanced topics. Thank you very much for watching and attending, and subscribe and keep listening to our channel. Thank you.